All right. We are nearing the pinnacle of getting started. I am happy to see that everything is running smoothly on all ends when it comes to our runners. So I'm going to go ahead and be topping them off and getting them prepped so that we can see this get on the road. I hope that everybody in the chat and watching is excited for what's going to be happening. We've got Deme with a 1 win, 3 losses, if I remember correctly, and Shuzo with 4 losses, going neck to neck against each other. And it's definitely going to be interesting seeing what they've learned over time so far. I really hope to see Shuzo pull off a lot of solid stuff because they have a lot of promise.
Mm-hmm. Shuzo has picked up his speed quite considerably. Also done my bagel.
Welcome back, Shawnee.
Chai says Deme is one win, 2 loss.
Oh, 1 win, 2 loss. Gotcha. Okay.
I see. Thank you, Chai. Why can't I hear the... Do we have audio from... Oh, right, give me a sec. Give me a sec. I will ping some of the speed gaming. We don't have audio, but we'll get that started in a second here. So give me a sec.
Oh, okay. Well, I already hit the countdown, so.
Oh, that's fine. I'll
have
just
an audio issue for just. Yeah. All right. So yeah, we are gonna have a audio issue for a little bit while longer, but eventually that should get sorted out. In the meantime, I'm just gonna be the audio for us. I can't really mimic the noises of the game that well. Sorry. I'm not even going to try. I'll just talk a whole bunch instead.
Yeah, we can do that. I'll just ping the admin, so we'll figure things out in a second. So as I said, the Discord stream is quite quiet right now.
Yeah, which is definitely not proper because I double-checked both streams, and Deme's was a little bit on the quiet side, and Shuzo's was loud. So we should be hearing something rather than nothing. Let me double check the. Yeah, it's just audio unknown currently going on for. Yeah, I see how it is.
It's fine. We'll get things sorted out in a second. Sometimes it happens. So yeah, basically what it boils down to is this is the start tournament.
Yep.
So I'm not too enthusiastic. I've been doing research papers all day. So
now you're fine. This is the start tournament. It is for people who do not have a under 1 hour speed run submitted to speed gaming, speed run, whatever the archives. They have not submitted one. They have not gotten a sub 1 hour base game. They're doing a seeded run right now for this race, which starts off the first floor with the same items you get from the tutorial, but basically lets you skip the tutorial. You don't have to mess around with wasting time, so it lets our viewers get to experience watching the game without the cutscenes and without the tutorial, straight to floor 2, where the bread and butter of the game comes in play.
Yeah. And
otherwise, you have...
Oh, no, you can finish, don't worry.
Otherwise, you have to go through all that stuff for the typical, legit speed running. You have to go through all the cutscenes and stuff normally. But because this is race and you can use emulator seeds at AD Rando, you could just, mitigate some irritations when it comes to it.
Yeah, and we see here a floor 2 troll. First thing you find, it's kind of what you want to see, because once you take it out, you get your first level. Is the most important level of the run because you get 10 HP from 16 to 26. Because of that, you're able to survive. Without it, pretty much everything else on that little green hoppy guy behind Shuzo. Ooh, slow trap. That's not good. The little Plumpo will be the only thing that can actually... Ooh, yeah, that's the slow trap. And a miss. That's going to be... Honestly, remove to normal probably should be dealing with a fireball or some AI one. It's like when you take some hits.
Oh, that was a misstep.
Yep.
I am almost certain that was a misstep on Shuzo's end.
Yeah, AI one, if we ever make reference to it, is basically you utilize the AI one, as we see here on Shuzo's side, to basically make your familiar stay, or this part Queenie or Coon or Queenie, or however many versions that we can say it and pronounce it as. No one has a consistent way of. Technically, the most proper one is Coon, and that is phonetically proper as of the Japanese version. But beside that, what you want to see is basically you utilize AI 1, you get a free hit in, you pick up Queenie, blue guy, put him behind you, walk away from the monster and do a second free hit, and then do Mixture Magic, which is AI 3, to finish off a lot of threats. And by doing that, you can actually kind of cheese a lot of battles so you don't take damage. And the more damage you don't take, the better overall it is. I'll see if I can ping a volunteer as well, because we haven't. But yeah, so when it comes down to the basic tower climbing, whatever, everything from floor 2 onto floor 39 will be procedurally generated by the tower, and this is what makes the game so fun to speedrun. Is you never really know what's happening, and thanks to the de-randomizing randomizer that we had made by our wonderful programmer, we are able to play the same tower. And if you actually knew how the game randomized the seeds for every tower, you would actually be surprised at how this can even be feasible, because it honestly, every single frame, there's 3 different lines of code that randomize to generate what the next floor would be if you were happen to step onto the elevator at that time. I actually do know, Septic. Thank you. I was there when they found out. Anyway.
Deme in a rough spot here with Warp Trap and CUNY taking off. I don't think that she even...
a Restore Scroll, though.
Amazing, yeah. Shuzo over there did not find that Restore Scrolls. He did not full clear floor number 3, which is the typical strategy when it comes to the game, is you want to clear 2, 3, 4, 5, and maybe 5. 6 is where you start to just worry more about going to the elevator, unless you make players can make the decision of, my inventory is crud and I need to risk a little bit of encounters to get my items proper. But typically, you kind of want to skip through floors 6 to about 10, because there are a lot of U-boats, there are a lot of blooms, there are Manuevas at like 6 and 7, I believe. I think 8 they start to peter off. So you're running into a lot of high damage water types that Kuhn is not good against, who you will take 3 or 4 turns wailing on just to eliminate the threat that they constantly put pressure on you. So it's interesting to see Shuzo is going for fast. He's not, they're not full clearing and getting items, whereas Deme is taking her time and getting some solid items. That recovery ball can come in handy. The Restore Scroll is immeasurable assistance. Earth Shield on both ends is not all that it's not all it's cracked up to be, but it does give you resistance against water, which is nice, but you encounter so many hard-hitting fires that it's like do I risk equipping it to get cursed, and then it's not really worth it, because I really want, I think the decision making comes down to what shields people care for is mirror, leather is highest priority, and diamond.
Yeah. Steel is also a high pick as well, just because yes, wind is good for all of 3 floors, yes. Thank you, Chai. The main one that people like to see is leather, just because it does have an increased evasion chance. It goes from something like 4% to 11%. It's actually distinguishable. And when push comes to shove, you can potentially dodge and get a lucky dodge, preserve your HP, which is a resource. Another warp trap on the Deme side there. That's the second one now, so it's getting kind of annoying. How far is that? Okay, from top right all the way to top left, so the Deme just going straight to the elevator. It's not worth the stress there. And that's honestly a smart choice. If you run all the way back, you can't guarantee Minerva would not come across Queenie.
Yeah. Plus, honestly, there's only 2 inventory missing, so it's not like they terribly needed to go and get all of that floor either.
Mm-hmm. And honestly, like looking at the inventories themselves, we can actually say we can, because that's not a normal feature of the game. That was made by Chai. We have a state display that commentators, like ourselves, I don't know why I pointed to myself. There is no webcam, but just know I did. We actually can see the inventories, which is really, really great compared to previous tournaments where we could not. And we had to assume everyone had basically no resources, but now we can judge them very severely based off not using certain resources. Jokingly. If it was Septic, we'd be judging them very, very, very harshly. And Chai. A little bit of Chai. But when it comes down to it, though, we see, honestly, okay, we got a poison ball usage from Shuzo, which makes me extremely happy. I love the poison ball. I'm a big softie for it. But when it comes down to, you see the poison ball eventually does significant damage every single turn. And now 1 AI 3 with a crit as well. That didn't really matter. You can easily get rid of it. And we have a little bit of help here, so we'll hopefully get the audio sorted out very soon.
Somebody responded, thank you, awesome. I was about to try to cover that face just to make sure that we're covered. Oh, yep, and there we go.
Huzzah, we have music. All of the 4 chords repeatedly. Anyway, as much as we love the Azure Dreams music, honestly, okay, if you ever get to floor 30, that's my favorite music. It sounds really, really menacing, and floor 35 onwards as well. And I missed what happened when the music popped up. Shuzo just died.
Goodness, yeah. Whoopsies.
What happened? I didn't actually realize what happened there. Last I saw was Poison Ball.
Oh, I know what happened. He encountered a blaze at like 5 HP, and he probably did a misplay.
Fair enough.
Is he gonna forget that he needs to go get Kyun?
Yes. Shuzo is definitely.
Commentator's blessing. Commentator's blessing. It was a curse up until he saw the door, and then he was like, they were just like, oh, wait a second, something is off here. It's gonna cost them about a minute, maybe 40 seconds or so, just having to run to the gate.
It's fine though.
It's better than not having Kyun.
Yeah. Also, going without the peanut fruit. Didn't say hi to Mum, but that's beside the point. Fun fact, I always love pointing this out as well. Wreath, the mother, is the only character sprite in the game that does not blink. Or it just stares at you. Every other character that you can talk to as a portrait will blink. Mom's a robot.
It's because she's cried so much from her losses. She just, her eyes don't work anymore.
This sink is full of tears.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we see here, there is actually a difference in the normal tournaments here. Re-entries are allowed. So Shuzo did die. It says here on floor 5. You would be able to go back into the tower if this was the Rock Me to the Top style ones or the Road to El Dorado, because Sand Knight makes the best names for tournaments. That was our 2v2 tournaments. You would actually just end your run on that one, and then since Le Deme is already a higher floor, we would call the match and move on. But there is a 1 hour time limit to each of these matches. So we'll be moving, we'll be basically keep going on for a while, and give me a sec here.
Yeah, because what can happen here is Lady Deme still could have to win Crystal out or get knocked out of the tower forcibly. And if Shuzo takes a lead and keeps that lead, Shuzo would win. So it's whoever gets to the highest floor the first, the fastest. Now, if somebody clears all the way to floor 40, if they get to floor 40 first, it is an automatic win because they got to floor 30 before their opponent. And
Yes.
that's the only hard you won when it comes to this. Otherwise, you are racing the tower, and unless we can make a solid guesstimate on, hey, there's 2 minutes left and there's a 10 floor lead, it's pretty safe to say the tower is a formidable opponent, sometimes more than any racer.
Mm-hmm. And the thing is with the Star Tournament is I'm still extremely impressed by a lot of the newer runners, or just runners who just aren't as fast as our top runners, I'll say. I don't want to ever say someone's bad because that's not correct. The tower will be... If you run your head into the tower enough times, you're going to get a decent run. That's just how luck happens. The tower, though, you have to understand how it works. And everyone in this tournament, everyone in the community, knows how this tower works and how to basically exploit things. We saw Lady Deme side. Right now, actually, in particular, you can see Lady Deme taking a hit while being above, so being able to be taking less damage. And that'll be a 3 hit, so... Okay, yeah, she has to deal with that somehow. Medicinal Herb, definitely be the right choice there. U-boats you never want to see, basically.
Also, yeah, and there was a slight misplay there. Whenever you use anything that you eat with Ko, the animation forces Ko to look down. And then the turn passes. If your familiar is... directed to stay behind you, Ko is facing down, you end your turn eating the thing, and your familiar tries to path to get as quickly to behind Ko as they can. So Kyun diagonally moved, and then got hit by the U-boat, which actually, works out in a decent manner because sharing damage between you and Kyun is a viable strat, so that... if one of you is at full HP and the other isn't, you kind of want the one who's at full HP to take the hit, because every step you take adds to how much health you slowly regen. So it can make a lot of a difference by utilizing that little bit of resource. Fighting at a height advantage is a resource, your HP is a resource. Every little bit can make a difference. Now, are we going to see just fighting? Yes, okay. Deme is opting to fight the U-boats. No, pick them up. Okay. You can.
That's also a resource that you can do, because you have basically something. If you throw against another monster, you can make them both turn around, or you can just eat them down the hallway.
Yep. I was about to say, I want to see Deme go for this. Oh, the leather shield, but its steel is cursed, so that's not going to be just yet. But it's something for in the future.
Shuzo's getting.
Yeah. Oh no, Shuzo! You needed to pick Kyun up there. Okay, bag him? I think you can only... Oh. No. This is not a good spot for Shuzo.
No. Unfortunately... Okay. Alright. 4
that
HP.
Was like 1 hit away from losing Kyun.
And Ko. Ko had 4 HP as well, so...
That was very, very solid.
Oh, and a Chaos Trap. Also, we actually should explain as well. The runners tend to put Queenie behind them. When you do that, you hit all the traps, because Queenie will follow in your footsteps, and you won't have to worry about him getting hit by a paralysis trap or a sleep trap or anything on the likes. If you put him to the side of you, he'll hit a bunch of traps that you don't want to even activate. That's just a problem.
Yeah.
But the thing is, if you get hit by a warp trap, like we saw on the Deme side twice, you can open up the mini-map by holding down the select button, seeing where the pink dot on the map was, and you can still technically change the AI to Queenie, which I think is an oversight, to AI 1, so they'll stay, and you make your way back to them, or find the elevator like I think Lady Deme did as well on this. On top of that, on top of all of that, I should say, is if you have Queenie to the side of you and they hit the warp trap, you can see where the pink trap is because you're still in the same room. You have no idea where Queenie warped to. So it's better that you get hit by a warp trap than Queenie. It's better, but it's also better that Queenie gets hit by a paralysis trap than you. So it's a kind of a trade-off. But a lot of runners will run with Queenie behind them just for the safety of knowing. And for the most part, traps will end runs. You can't really help that. If you get put to sleep in front of a glacier or a golem, you might die if you can take 2 hits. So is that a Scarlet Wand? It is a Scarlet Wand.
Yes, it is. I was going to comment on that. The best wand you could get for base Qun that mixed magic with Brid, it's basically like doubling the damage output you're doing. It is such an insane wand. The wooden wand would be doing maybe 12 damage. The wooden wand is still a contender, but when you have the same element as your familiar's mixed damage, the wand you're hitting with does all the more damage. It is just, look at that. One-shotting flames, potentially, in just like one more level. One-shotting trolls with no... Oh, and okay shield. Honestly, Scorch is not that good because you're running into so many water monsters. But then, on the flip side, you kind of just want to avoid water monsters, so the Scorch shield is not bad in the sense of if you're just yeeting U-boats or dancing with U-boats and Manoevas and never interacting with them, you could equip the Scorch shield and you would be taking less damage from generally everything that's not water.
Yeah, and there's a big difference when you have like those factors added in. Also, Queenie got actually put to sleep. Oh wow, it actually could be in Wake Up Herb too. Even better.
The only time you see a Wake Up Herb that's not just 3 MP.
Yeah. And that's actually one thing, for those who don't know, I'm actually Chimera's coach, although I've been busy, sorry. But the one thing I did tell Chimera a lot is if you see a herb on the ground, just throw it at Queenie. It's free 3 MP. It says it does nothing. You get that MP recovery. It adds up after a while because you find a lot of useless herbs in tower. And if you don't have to worry about MP, that's one less thing you have to worry about in the game. Versus having to find a pita fruit or find an egg for a thing or a water crystal to restore MP in bulk. Or if you find 10 herbs, hey, cool, that's 30 MP for free, basically, if you just keep feeding them.
Yep. As a avid, not Revan's disciple, but Mule and Batanel lover, I was already actually familiar with how useful and resourceful herbs were beforehand, too. So I already had experience with that because when it comes to Mule and Batanel, they actually get 50 MP, I think. Yep. From herbs, so it's basically a free pita fruit.
And they're abundant everywhere.
Yeah, other than Dragon and Kid, which eat any metal weapon or armor, I think it's metal. Like you can't feed a wood shield to a dragon, right?
No, it has to be like a trained wand, any of the swords, and any of the metal shields. I don't think diamond works though. I think it's only the metal ones like Scorch and Steel and whatever.
Yeah. So like the same stuff as if you hit a Kraken with it and you take recoil damage, it's the same, metal kind of metal coating, I guess you could say. Yeah. The dragons will get 50 like a pita fruit, which is a little expensive compared to herbs. And then pickets can just eat anything.
Yeah, and they're wonderful.
That's just I find that hilarious. Now we got a little bit of trouble with this man over here smacking Shuzo, but they're dealing with it fine.
Mm-hmm. The other thing as well that is really good about the dragons and kids is you can just feed them any of the coins you find too, because they are technically metal.
They are, yeah. So
if you find some useless silver coins or copper coins in floor 38 and you're doing a speed run and you happen to hatch or get a roach fruit, got a dragon egg or something, yeah, you can easily just feed it a pile of copper coins, which is kind of redundant to a speedrunner. Oh, we got the blue collar. Ooh, one extra step to get it though. So it's kind of...
Yep. Oh, is that another misstep or is Deme trying to figure out?
I think Deme thought she was actually going to be 1 up. Yeah, that's a lot of damage.
Oh my goodness! What are the odds of being... what are these? Okay, there we go.
1 in 64. Everyone in the community absolutely loves 1 in 8 chances. They love gambling on them.
That Kraken did its actions 3 or 4 times in a row.
Yep.
No problem. It was confused and it did what it wanted to do. That is insane.
I'm pretty sure if I were to go back through the last Halloween, last Halloween I posted the Discord to scare every runner Discord on a spooky day. 1/8. Happy Halloween, everyone. So like we have a meme where everyone gambles on the 1 and 8s here, and yeah, it's problematic. Also, the water, you should be taking out that squirt shield there, Shuzo. You shouldn't be willingly fighting with the squirt shield versus any water creatures. It's better to take it off than to leave it on.
Yeah, especially since it's not cursed. Like, you do not. Ooh, free pita fruit. I honestly, one phenomenal thing here that I like is that Shuzo got very unlucky with getting taken out early, but this second seed, Scarlet Wand, Scorch Shield, Flame Ball, Olim, Holy, Decurse as an emergency. That inventory is immaculate. All you're missing is like a Holy Bell and a Stream Wand.
Yeah.
And a Sea Seed, because you don't have Palumpa right now. You don't have an egg. So, like, that's one problem, is we're not going to be seeing, unless Shuzo finds an egg, we're not going to be seeing any Viper egg tactics. I'm not even if Shuzo knows the Viper egg tactic.
Actually,
is very good.
I think Shuzo does. Just to point out, Deme lost. Deme, don't pet the Krakens. Yes, exactly. You have resources, get rid of them as fast as possible. And then, thankfully, there is a restore scroll, so Queenie can come back. You don't want to use it this early on, but again, if you don't use it and save it for later, you're just going to be avoiding monsters and possibly dying. Oop. A little bit of a lag there or something on our side is a bunch of button inputs. We see here that Shuzo is U-boat dancing. You have to walk right up against the wall. And then, now that's annoying, because you have to now...
Oh. See, now what Shuzo should have done there, if they were experienced, was AI directing Kyun to step where the U-boat was, because that would force the U-boat to move, and we would have had a better situation where Kyun didn't take a hit.
Is it just a dreaming?
Yeah, it's just a dream. It's not a bad spot, unless it puts someone to sleep.
This is an egg bomb territory. So Queenie's actually blind, so you can't actually guarantee. Okay, we got the pickup.
Oh, that was ballsy.
Yeah. Now it's definitely, you have to deal with this one way or another. You can't poison new wells. That's their trait. Yeah.
Thank you, Kyun.
This is actually the turn order messing up because the Newell actually woke up. So it's going backwards, basically. And now you gotta go and get Queenie, or using the white sand on fire? Yeah, okay. White sands are honestly some of the better things you can pick up. And looks like Deme will have to deal with that volcano again.
Scarlet Wand? Nope.
No one wants that.
Not even bothering with putting it in the inventory. I think she's just... I think that was a misclick. I think she wanted to throw it for like 6 damage or however much.
Oh, it would have been 1. It's wind 1.
Okay.
Got to pick up again.
Wow. Volcanoes are light, even though they look like they are a giant chunky boy. They are not.
Yeah. Ooh. Okay.
That was a nice train that they avoided. Oh, nope. Now, the AI of monsters, they always path left until they encounter a room with 3 doorways, and then that's when their AI kind of RNGs to where, let me just randomly pick one of the 2 doorways that are available. Otherwise, they always hug left until they like aggro you, which is like, I think like 3 tiles away. All right,
it's 6, I think, if you're in the hall. No, yeah, you have to be within 2 empty spots, be aggroed in the hallway or in the same room. Also, that is a big rise from that Griffin. Honestly, I would not mind seeing a Holy Scroll against the Griffin on Shuzo's side there.
Yeah, I would not... Oh, okay, a Flame Ball. If See, in this situation, okay, he had the damage. I wasn't sure how much damage was done to that Griffin. But in that situation, to make sure it dies, what you can do is AI 1 Cune and then cast the Flame Ball, and Cune will attack after you cast the Fireball, which will more than guarantee, defeating that Griffin. Especially in a rough spot where your Cune could get attacked and taken out. So a little risky, but it still paid off. I wasn't paying attention to the Griffin's HP. I was, paying attention to Deme a bit, who has got a decent lead. But look at Shuzo. There is the 2-floor difference, and Shuzo got knocked out. And
yeah, I think floor 5.
Partially, yeah, I think that's partially due to the fact that the Scarlet Wand and inventory right now is very in Shuzo's favor, because Deme's got a cursed steel shield, which is what, a 4% negative to luck, something like that.
Something to that extent. The way the luck works is, or the way the curse status works is, even if Lady Deme were to uncurse the shield, the curse status will stay until she eats a Cure-All herb or leaves the tower. Obviously, you don't want to leave the tower being halfway through the match right now, the 1 hour mark. So, kind of stuck with the curse status, which results in just more misses and whatever.
There we go. I was about to say, I have not been seeing any picking up Cune from Shuzo, and that's exactly what he needed to do in that situation.
Hopefully no pinsers.
Yeah, they were contemplating what to do, and then they realized, let me just pick him up. And so we went from a bad situation to a good one. And yeah, just the luck stuff with Cursed is honestly so impactful that a lot of what I've seen and experienced so far running the game in these races is people will opt out of the tower with, that was a misinput. Shuzo got knocked out with a misinput. I think that they were going to pick Cune up and they wanted to just move, but then they inputted the same pickup command, which is circle and X, and they inputted it twice and ended up flinging Cune across the room. That was definitely not what they wanted to do.
No,
so that's really unfortunate.
Yeah, the thing is, there's been numerous deaths. I know for a fact. My own speedrun, I won't name the names because I don't want to ever embarrass people, but we call it offering the enemies eggs. Instead of egg bombs, you put it down at their feet by accident. It happens. Misinputs. Also, good job getting Queenie at the first possible chance. That prevents you from running back into the town, running back into town just to get it. Still the Peter fruit. All right. No talking to mom at all.
Nope. Shuzo is against talking to mom.
Yeah, we see here that Lady Deme has to really consider what's going on because the Tamers fruit was used against the Kraken, so okay. But at the same time, that that Newell is not going to go down in one hit right now. You're going to have to do an AI 1 or command to move. Now it's a kind of a guessing game which one's which, because although Queenie can take a couple hits.
That was a misinput.
Yep.
That misinput costed Deme. Because the height difference was exactly enough damage to take the 13 HP. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, but it is the rules of the race. Is whoever gets the top or the highest floor first is the winner. Shuzo, even though it had a great re-entry, we know now that Lady Deme will find those resources on the second entry as well. Floor 15 versus floor 12. Right now, Deme is in the lead for this round right now.
Yep. So all we have to see is if Deme cannot get to floor 16 in the next 30 minutes, but Shuzo does, Shuzo will take it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's, the tower. We get to see 3 different tower seeds this match. And the second iteration was the strongest so far. Though Double Tumna and a Malicious was a strong contender for floor 1. What in the world is that?
Honestly, that's what I like to see. Not so much the Gulf Wind. Not a big fan of that. But if you were to utilize the Tumbler Fruit glitch. That's honestly what has saved me more times than not in most of my speedruns, just because, like, oh wow, I have to now wait out an enemy. No, she's the other bush. Other bush. There we go. It happens. A lot of people don't remember exactly where the diagonal one is. For whatever reason, I don't know if that's a misinput or a secret. I think it's supposed to be a secret for a quick little entrance there. There's also one of the tower entries has like two kind of waterfalls when you enter there. If anyone ever wants to play this game casually, I will plug our Discord as well while we're doing this. We have a Discord. Feel free to join. More than happy to have new players, speedrunners. But the other thing as well is if you have that little water entryway when you first get into the tower, if you ever want to try something fun, just pick up Queenie and throw Queenie into the left one, and he will teleport away as a warp trap. He'll like sink in the water and teleport away. I don't know why I found that out during a marathon run. I just needed him in there for no reason, and then I found out that apparently, hey, it works. But there's a lot of stupid hidden mechanics in this game, which I think they would have done better off in other parts of the tower, but all of us, the two to... Actually, sorry, apart from floor 2, because after the first re-entry, everything is... they're going to be finding Ghost, which will give a possible win crystal if they defeat him, or a guaranteed... medicinal herb they choose to fight. And we have memes in chat about Shuzo having the meme sword. That is because Full Featureitis got her first ever clear by ignoring a life wand and only using a steel sword, if anyone's ever wondering the context behind that. Because she thought it was cursed, and it was. So they started making memes about it, and it's a quote-unquote a guarantee win if you get the steel sword. That is the meme.
The life wand was cursed.
It was.
That's great.
It was during one of her practice rounds. She ended up getting her first ever tower clear, first ever time being the game. During that, and she watched the end cutscene, and then we pointed out that she still had the steel sword. And there's a wonderful shout to celebration of her going steel sword. Other words. So it's great.
That is pretty phenomenal.
Yeah, there's a lot of dumb, redundant memes in this community, and between curling or the meme sword or bark, thank you, Septic, and a couple other ones aimed at a couple people. Like it's all good fun and jest, but there's quite a few of them. And we see here that Lady Deme is just murdering everything on floor 1, just looking for some resources. I'm pretty sure she could have already gone to the elevator. So just trying to scour any floors to get resources is probably the ideal thing to do. Azure Memes after. We actually do have a channel called Azure Memes as well.
Yeah. One thing to keep in mind is neither of our runners have any clue where the other is. They can guess. Mm-hmm. They can guess, and they can guesstimate, which is what I was doing against Damage Plushie just a couple days ago. Because it's honestly like gauging. It's like, if I was in this situation, would I do this? If they were in this situation. I don't agree with Shuzo throwing the Leoland fruit at Kyun there at all. That is something I would hold on to personally, because I like Barong Gacha on 416. And Leoland fruit is your number one gacha addiction. Because Leoland fruit is what, 10... It's like 10 turns of
something like that, yeah.
Reducing the amount of MP your familiar uses. If you throw that onto a Barong, the Barong just starts. You just get spew out those random RNG items, because Barong, when you throw any item at it while it is awake, it randomizes that item, and there are certain items in the pool that it spits out that you cannot obtain otherwise, and I think the numbers are a little bit better for certain items as well than if the tower drops them. So you get some rare things indeed, like me getting a Roche fruit on the very first attempt for my match against... Who was it? I don't remember who it was, actually. It might have been Shuzo.
I think so. Oh, so we have an egg, though, on Shuzo's side.
We had two eggs back to back, actually. So seed number 2 gave us a sea blue egg, and seed number 3 gives us a scarlet egg.
Well, see, and here's so many prison traps and door frames. The potential for Shuzo, though, to get a U-boat egg and already thrown away a Leolam fruit as well makes me very sad because the Leolam fruits are just great for U-boats in particular because you use them and
You bag them.
you bag them and use them, bag them and use them, and use the scout ability as much as possible. And honestly, it's like 15 free star glasses basically before you have to start refilling it, which with a herb or a pita fruit or whatever, or another Leolam fruit. And it's extremely, extremely useful when you see how useful like the top runners can utilize the U-boat. And I know Wooga like zooms in the camera to the point where it goes off the screen very quickly. I don't like doing that. I always forget which button's which, and I end up just like tilting the camera at a weird angle while doing that. So.
Yeah, I had to learn that myself in my match against Damage Plushie, actually. I think, or recently anyway, is getting used to the zoom in, zoom out while you bag and unbag the U-boat, which is actually very handy. It saves time. But like you don't have to do it, but I feel like in a realm where you're trying to save as much time as possible, it doesn't hurt to min max that.
Mm-hmm.
These seeds today are insane. The first seed had wood wand, which is phenomenal. You're not guaranteed to get a single wand from the tower, and wands are the best when it comes to mixed magic. And we have seen two seeds back to back with wands, Scarlet for the second one. And then we've got this immaculate inventory of Tumna. The only way that could be better is if those were Aleem fruits instead of Tumna. But there are slight, like you know, was mentioned by Shawnee here, was that there is a Tumna glitch, exploit, whatever you want to call it. So that is one thing to keep in mind, where Tumna is technically stronger than Aleem, but still Aleem has a more immediate practical "Be gone, Kraken!"
Yeah, and the thing is, like, during one of my marathon races, that I think it was the boss marathon, we will go into what the acronym means for certain streams. But during that race, I was racing King of the Brain, and this is back before RNG fixed seeds, before the de-randomizing randomizer and stuff like that. And I managed to get an extra floor by using the Tumna fruit without the Tumna, or the Tumna fruit glitch without the Tumna fruit, so releasing Queen or Coon above my head, and getting the Tau immunity, equipping the Paralyzed Wand, hitting the dragon while immune with the Paralyzed Wand enough times to thankfully get the paralysis trigger happen, and then run for my life and hit the elevator. So there is a purpose to that if you do know how to utilize this thing, and having it having a lot of Tumna fruits in your inventory is not a bad thing, because it is sort of a get out of jail free card, because you can use it and get around certain monsters. But at the same time, if you want to grind some levels, you'll be hard pressed to find anything better than Tumna fruit and just a lot of free time.
That's true, yeah. How would you go about that exactly?
So the way it works is so the empty squares of the map on the hex code is 0000. If you're looking at programming wise.
Yes.
If Ko's on it, it's 0100. If you pick up a monster, it's 0101, I believe. And if you pick up a familiar, it increases it by 100 again, because it's your friend technically. But if you were to pick up your familiar and give the Tumna fruit, which would then override your friend on top of you, reduce the hex code back down to what it is, and when you put down or whatever, it erases your presence on the tiles, therefore making you immune, thus the tile immunity glitch. So you can technically, until you move, be able to have basically free attacks as much as you want. And the only thing that can stop that is a glacier, because they're jerks. They can use their glacier attack and push your sprite, out of the tile immunity glitch and into a dragon if they want. Which totally did happen to me.
I wasn't sure if that tile immunity was if enemies still aggro to you or not.
They do. They will just hit as if they're hitting nothing. But let's say that you're doing that around a troll bows and stuff like that. Their bolts will go through you and hit whatever's behind you. So if Queen's behind you, he will start taking the blunt of the attacks. If something casts Rise on you, Rise will go through you and either hit Queenie or the wall or another monster or whatever. And there's a lot of things to be careful of. So normally it's just better just to that's the big hits. Normally it's just a lot better to straight up bag the familiar or keep it above your head until it transforms back and yeet it across the room and then start using Mystery Magic so it doesn't walk towards you and you can deal with the monsters around you. Those are two different ways that you can utilize the tile immunity glitch. And also, okay, Shuzo, please. I was trying to explain one thing. You hit like 3 traps in a griffin.
Yeah.
That's a lot. Also, Shuzo's their dreams for making traps hurt the player, not the avatar. Between the upside down traps and blind traps, which actually darken your screen. Oh, that's dreaming on that side. So what you should do for learning... Oh, got a critical there. I think that's... Yes, I think that's the right... Okay, yeah, Queenie's behind him there. So what you should be doing if you want to... That's Griffin, that's the dead... Okay, you have to get rid of it. I would throw it... Nope.
Oh, goodness.
Oh, hey, there's a frog. That's pretty brutal. That was brutal. So, just to finish what I was saying is the traps themselves actually hurt the player, and it's really hard to express how annoying that is. Because, like, if you're blind in a Final Fantasy game, oh no, you can't do physical attacks, better cast magic. Versus this game where it's like, congratulations, in the half second when the screen went black, did you memorize everything where the locations were and the enemies were? Because if you didn't, have fun, because you can strike Queenie during that, and he'll use Mixture Magic on himself by accident.
Yeah.
So, like, you have to be really careful. And back when I used to have a worse capture card, I technically did have an advantage at that time, because there was roughly a 900 millisecond latency in it. So if I hit a blind trap, I would quickly look at OBS and see where everything was. So I had like half a second really to memorize where everything was. Now, since there's no latency on my current capture card, I don't have that advantage anymore when I play. And on emulator, it's obviously immediate as well, so you're not going to have that's a lot of damage. I would honestly pick up Queenie and just keep walking.
Yeah.
Because that's... Okay.
That's lucky. That's good that Kyun took that damage instead.
Yeah. That's... Yeah, now you got to use Medicinal Herb.
AI 1? No, AI 1 and then walk away. Yeah, that's the right call. Kyun, they did throw a wind seed at it, so Kyun was just not going to take any damage from that. Not at level 11.
Okay, no. Also, you do have to be a little bit careful. You just can't run freely through rooms. There are still slam traps, bomb traps, and etc. that can get you. If you're at 12 HP, just wait till you get to about 15 or something. Just play it a little bit safe so you don't die to a bomb trap.
Yep. Oh, there we go. Dancing with U-boat a bit. Now, what do you do?
You would probably command Queen to move on a U-boat, and then that would
Deme does not utilize commanding Kyun step by step, especially since I know that they apparently full send into the square inventory menu instead of hotkey to Kyun. So, like, I feel like Deme does not utilize what would you call it? Micro. She doesn't have any micro when it comes to Kyun. She doesn't, hey Kyun, go move here. hey, Kyun, stay. Whereas if we watch Troilus will immaculately go and quickly, okay, what's the calculation? This enemy has enough damage left in its HP pool where if I just hit it as Ko, it will die. I'm going to go real quick, 3 seconds, 2 seconds, bam, bam, bam. Kyun has been directed to stay put and not do mixed magic, and I'm going to smack it real quick.
Mm-hmm.
He does it so fast. I watched him, and it's just bam, bam, bam. Whereas, Deme, from what I've seen, goes all the way into the menu, and that takes so much time to where it's probably not worth it in Deme's eyes to even deal with trying to micro Kyun around.
Yeah, we see here
do that.
Yeah, we have to see. Also, just to point out that the trolls with the bow guns, they're extremely annoying because they'll always target Ko. You have to move at them at kind of diagonals to kind of mitigate that. So the also annoying thing about them as well is they can wall hack. They can, if they're at a corner of a wall and you're trying to avoid them and you walk down thinking, haha, you can't shoot me, they will still. They're one of the very few things that can do that. But the other thing I was going to say as well is like, there's like what, 20, there's 12 minutes left in this race right now. Shuzo has made a lot of entries, a lot of floors overall.
4th entry at the moment, yes. I think Shuzo's close to 30 floors traveled at this point.
Zeb's Ice? What's that mean? But yeah, so like I also was going to say as well, is like, Leia Deme's. Oh no, that's fine. Also, hello. I see. It's probably Metroid or something. Have fun. So when it comes down to utilizing Queenie's like movement and stuff like that, there's very few. There we go. So the diagonal there, stuff like that. It's not going to attack Queenie because it wants to be able to attack Queen or Kyun. Names. But when it comes down to it, is that when you're menuing, you can make a lot of flubs the more menus you do. So like if you keep doing the macros, and like I can menu really darn quickly in this game. But like when it comes down to it, I've lost a lot of runs to menuing quickly. So like it's one of those things. If you want to take the long way and make sure you command everything exact, by all means, that's not a bad decision. And I'm just trying to figure out. Oh yeah, okay. Take a few hits. Just keep walking.
No? Okay.
I know Queenie is like level 8 now, so it's not going to take too much damage, obviously, from the Manueva there, which is also another mispronunciation throughout the community. It's either Minova, Manueva. I think there's a third one somewhere. Like, there's a lot of weird communications.
Yeah, this game has so many interestingly named. I mean, Batnel. Battnel, and Neul. There's so many interesting names, and it's hard to really peg down. Hey, this is how you should say it. But I was gonna say something and I forgot what it was. Goodness,
it happens. And
it was about Demi's the micro macro stuff. Yeah, I wasn't like. Part of what I was bringing up was I was trying to analyze Demi's playstyle, and it just seemed like that she is foregoing microing Kyun at all just because of how much of a time sink it is to navigate the entire menu instead of doing the hotkey. Not because of it being a bad method, but just because it seems like she is not very used to doing that stuff in particular. Fast when it comes to let me go and choose my familiar, and then because like if you go in the menu, it says lineup, so you have to go all the way menu, lineup, and then the familiar. Whereas if you go straight to holding L2 or R2 for your familiars, it takes you straight to you can direct them with this button, that like 2 pushes of a button, you can direct them to move somewhere. So it's like. It seems like she's just foregoing it entirely just because of how long that particular menu interaction goes.
The other thing, also, she's got a nice little item room, But with a crack or with a U-boat. The other thing as well is that a lot of this game comes down to muscle memory.
Yeah.
If you have good muscle memory, yay. If you're like me, who's been trying to learn all these new strats from these new runners that came into the community and started taking world records, I ain't changing. like I said a long time ago, I'm happy being one of the quote-unquote slower runners now. I can't relearn how to do a bunch of different maneuvers and maneuver. Like I can't do the U-boat zoom in very easily. I'm stubborn that way, I know, but I have the knowledge at least. I can be consistent and not die unless it's like a paralysis trap or an unlucky spell or something. But like, when it comes down to it, though, is like whatever muscle memory makes you comfortable play the game. Honestly, it's really hard to adjust from that because the second you start doing things differently, you will definitely notice. Also, I would have taken the C seat on Deme's side because she's sitting on the fire floors right now. There's only 7 minutes left. Honestly, no reason not to change to water at this point. Oh, although Scarlet Wand, that's fair.
Yeah, it was fair.
Pick up and yeet. Pick up and yeet. Wrong. Oh, there's 2 of them. All right, never mind. I did not see the second sleeping griffin behind her. Water? No, wind. Okay, no reason for that right now.
I don't know. It's 53 minutes, and I think a wind crystal is a pretty good option.
It is. The first at 10 world record is like 3 minutes and 8 seconds, so it's possible to. Oh, hey, we got a go up trap. Which is the first useful trap so far we've seen. There has not been. Ooh. Exit bell, or is that a holy bell? Oh, that's a bad bell. You don't really want that. Fun fact, if you ever want to have an absolutely terrible time, take 3 of those up to the spider floors, ring the bells a bunch of times, have them all bunch into rashes, and then start throwing hazard herbs and see how much you die. I did that when I was a kid just to see actually how hard they'd hit, and that was not worth my time, but I did it. That's also was all I took in with the tower. I just had a really strong familiar. I just wanted to see how hard they would hit. They killed my level 20. So I was like, okay. So you see here a lot of U-boat damage on Shuzo's side. Honestly, a very good use of the egg bomb there. For those who don't know, when you throw an egg, it hatches 50 levels above what Ko is. So that was a level 61 Medivh doing a one-shot, basically. You don't want to see stuff like clowns or obviously pickets, because pickets don't get enough attack on them, no matter what level they are. But if you get a clown, they might accidentally use lowdown instead of attack, and you might just still die. You might want to try to keep an egg if you're ever going to get the floor 20. You can do the Viper egg strats. It's really useful to getting some free, easy experience. We see another egg bomb. Which is this one? Oh, bump egg. All right. Truth glasses. Also, lesser known mechanic. Okay, another glow up trap. All right. Back up to floor 15. Lesser known mechanic, if you find the same egg twice in the tower and you've already identified it once, you will come across the identified egg later. So if you found a Plumpa egg, use truth glasses on it, and found another Plumpa egg, it would already be identified because it would technically be the same color. It's one of those really weird things that don't really... That's a big hit.
No crit, please, troll. Don't crit. Okay.
No miss. Okay, good. Medicinal herb, please. Medicinal herb, please.
Nope. Not happening. Trap.
Nope. Okay, cool. We're 16.
Never unlucky.
Commentator's blessing by Chimera there.
Yeah. You know, even though there is a floor 16, floor 13, 3 floor lead at the moment, and Kyun is down, Shuzo's still not out. Technically, still not out. All it takes is for Shuzo to somehow get to floor 17 and for Deme to fall behind, but we're getting a... what are you doing?
Oh, Deme, we're going to play a gotcha machine, or nope?
You could just throw it.
That's dead.
Oh,
they hit hard.
We get a Barang KO!
Mm-hmm.
That's commentator's curse. I just said if somehow Deme loses here, Shuzo could take it, but double commentator's curse. They're both out. I think that's it. That's the match.
I would call that now. I never. Wow, that was basically perfectly in sync for the death. That's actually quite impressive.
Even like it was frame perfect. The loading screen for Kyun was at the same tempo, I think, too. Goodness.
I've never seen that one before, so that was a first. Yeah.
The safest thing Deme could have done there is to just expand all of the Barong's MP instead of grabbing it, because grabbing it is, I don't know the percentage chance of a wiggle out, but if you throw items at that Barong like 5 times, because I think each gotcha is 20 MP, it'll fall asleep, and then you can do whatever you want with it. Of course, that does take more time, but it's better than what happened to Deme there.
Yeah, and at the same time is of the essence. This is a speedrunning competition that we're hosting and stuff like that, and we have to keep that in mind. And whoever first gets to the floor, and like Chimera pointed out, the runners don't know where each other are. It's not allowed in the rules anymore. It used to be you can watch either streams, just because it was so random you can never solve anything. But now, since obviously it's a fixed seed tower, they both have the same tower to prevent any cheating or prior knowledge of the tower. If someone's like, oh, if you went left here and there's a diamond shield, if someone was watching the screen and went, oh, if I go left here, I'll get a diamond shield, that's considered cheating now, versus before where it's like, haha, you died from a bomb trap. That's all we had. Back in my day.
Like, man, it could have made all the difference in my match against Damaged Plushie. For, there is a Garuda egg. Mm-hmm. All right. Game changer.
Yeah, that's the other thing is Garudas are entirely different speedrun, to the point where we have 80% grounded and any percent. If you have any percent, you're allowed to utilize the Garuda, which honestly, if they would have just made it so it was like 8 MP per usage, I would have been fine. But no, it's like 1/3 of MP, and it's extremely broken. It's a get out of jail free card for like 240 turns. But okay. And you can teleport right beside elevators.
Yep.
As long as
if you utilize the take a step into the abduct, it's so safe that it's insane.
There was one runner, actually, who died because it teleported beside the thing that they were trying to dodge.
Which I imagine the statistics on that are insane.
Yes, but it does happen. It's not 100% safe. It's never a 0% chance you won't die from a Garuda retreat or whatever you want to call it. But when it comes down to it,
oops.
Oh, what? Did you click the wrong button?
I misclicked. Yes. Is there a way to fix that?
What did you click?
I accidentally hit done when I was tabbing over to the window from Discord.
Give me a sec here. Just message Shuzo and Deme saying ignore.
Thankfully Deme is taking a bathroom break at the moment, so
they will. There we go.
Bless.
I think that was fixed from Speed Gaming side. So whoever did that, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's fine. It's very easy to like mouse over the buttons and accidentally click something, especially if you have like a laptop or a mouse like mine just likes clicking excessively when I grab it. So I've done that before.
Yeah.
But they potentially have gotten the invites now to do the interview. Because they would technically finish the episode and then fire it off. So anyway, on to round 2. So we should explain the game again for anyone who's new. I will do the thing that I normally do, is do all the commands. So
I'm confirming the seeds for us while you do that.
Yep. And so basically, this is the start tournament. This is now round 2 of best of 3. Deme is up 1 point. This is the tournament dedicated to more or less the newer runners. I don't want to say newbies, because that's not the case. I would challenge anyone who's unfamiliar with this game to get by floor 7 on your first entry. This is a ridiculous game, which is extremely mean, extremely random, and you need to have a lot of knowledge to be able to even get past floor 10. We've had a couple 40 floor clears between Garudas, not Garudas. This is just the runners which have not had a sub-hour time. So next time we hold a tournament, it will be... Yeah, honestly, was it John Bloody Thumbs? I would honestly challenge anyone new to this game, like brand new. If you can get by floor 7 by doing the stuff that they're doing, I'd be surprised, because once you hit the blooms and the U-boats and other stuff like that, it gets extremely painful extremely quickly if you don't know how to play this, or don't know the strategies behind what the runners are doing. And both Deme, Shuzo, Chimera, Troy, Plushie, RFK, all of them have learned immense amount of knowledge to be able to compete in this tournament. And it takes a lot to do. And this game is literally mentally draining. This is why it's a best of 3. We don't want it to be like, okay, one and done. If you don't have a sub-hour time on the SRC leaderboard, that's how we judge it based off that one. So if you haven't played in 20 years, I don't know if you're here when I posted initially. There's our Discord there, as well as the layout artist. Credit to her for making a wonderful layout. You can join our Discord. We have a ton of resources for casual players, speedrunners, obviously, and in general, we're just a general community because we like bad puns. We kind of branched off into basically being the Azure Dreams community, and we have a lot of speedrunning based things. We also have the Game Boy Color version speedrunning Discord part of the Azure Dreams community. They're on the very bottom of it. But this game is disturbingly complicated. We also got the countdowns. We're going to be going very shortly.
Yep.
Yes, it is very tough, but you can do it consistently if you know everything. And we have resources from damage calculators to, I know Baldwin made a compendium of every single monster, ability, weight, element type, spell, and p-value that you encounter in the tower. This is back before we had the de-randomizing randomizer. Programmer who made the de-randomizing randomizer just tore apart the game and found every possible mechanic. We even learned about what makes Beldo sleepy on floor 31, and that's if a 1 in 4,096 chance decides to spawn a trap room. The game can't technically afford Beldo, which is hilarious because he's technically spawned in after the traps, and the game actually needs to have a budget to be able to purchase him for the cutscene, which I find hilarious because if they can't purchase him, he doesn't spawn, so therefore no other enemies spawn in the tower. And shoutouts to Sand Knight, Adarsis, Captain Luigi, myself, and I can't remember who else is in the call. I think it was Skeef. We sat there watching Sand Knight go in a safe state, go up the elevator from floor 30 to floor 31 for 5.5 hours before we got 1. And that was painful, but it was one of the funnest calls to be part of. And yeah, now we just know, because we now know exactly how the game works. We've broken apart the game. Just to go over the basic details, we see the same 5 items that we'll get. We have the Peter Fruit from the beginning. We get Queenie at the door. These 5 items, all the runners are extremely familiar with, because honestly, you learn to be able to do damage calculations with the Copper Sword and Wood Shield as well. I actually am more familiar with the Wood Shield for damage reduction than I actually am when it comes to like Diamond or anything. I just try not to get hit. That's my strategy. I'm slow, but it technically works.
It really does.
Yeah. There's also no 2 runners will play the game the same. Some, like Chimera pointed out, will do like immense menuing. Some will forego it. Some people will do AI1. Some people will go queenless and just attempt to get up the tower by doing a glitch entry and saving a minute on the actual time. This game has like a myriad of different ways to play it, and it has a myriad of different ways of it beating you down to the ground as well. And the most dangerous thing I think in the entire tower is a door frame.
Yeah,
just because
actually you're right in that. There was a moment where Shuzo took a hit from a griffin at point blank, and I think that's when they did the Tumna fruit on it. I don't remember, but they took a point blank hit from a griffin because they walked into a room where the PNG image of the doorway was in the way. He walked in, and then all of a sudden the griffin's there. He didn't see it.
Yep, that almost to be the paralysis trap when you walk in the room and Queenie's in the door frame. Queenie being in the door frame is technically not in the room, not in the hallway, and will watch you die to whatever he's pummeling the crap out of you.
On the pretzel.
Yeah, it's one of those funny things that you don't really think too much about, and I love it. I really do love it because there's, again, the creativity of this game to be able to speedrun it is like you need a high threshold. You can't just be like, I'm not gonna try like bad mouthing it a speed game, but it's not like Final Fantasy V that has a step counter. Do these exact steps walking through the hallway, you'll fight the same battles, do the same things. The second you branch off that, then the game becomes really hard to control. This game is always random, no matter what. And this is a very vanilla, obviously, of the tower. If you go to 80rando.com, you'll see how many features we actually have available to us. And previous tournaments we had, it would have been the random toolkit. So instead of the copper sword, wood shield, fireball, medicinal herb, and pita fruit, pita fruit's normal, and copper, wood, fire, the medicinal herb, yeah, that changes. We will change them to a different type, respectively, of each one. So you'll have a weapon. Oh, right, the egg as well, yeah. You'll have not a plump egg, you'll have something else. Queenie will be, instead of a Queenie, once you hit the naming screen, you'll be able to see what it turns into. And we have a paralysis trap already on the Deme side. So hopefully...
And sled right to the face.
Yeah, and this is where the game wants to be mean. Should be okay. Yes. Thankfully, that is a nice little level. No longer paralyzed, but that's not what you want to see at all. But yeah, the random toolkit, we still have a couple seeds from that one that can generate, and everything is randomized. The spells will be unlocked on all the monsters, so the Cyclone you're seeing on Shuzo's side, that would have Lagrave, or however you want to pronounce it. That would be a projectile fire spell, and that would be the scariest thing when you're level 2, and they could do 20 damage to you at a distance. They're very strong. We also have survival mode, so you can have it so it goes up to the floor 99. We have a special mode that basically means floor 1 turns into a big layout. You can collect any 20 items you want, but no items spawn in the entire tower afterwards. So that's also a very scary kind of mode you can play. Like, there's a lot of different modes you can play this game now. Oh, so Shuzo's right next to that paralysis trap and avoided it. Just stopped just one tile away from it.
I don't like that Shuzo stepped over that crystal, went straight to the elevator, didn't get his HP pool back up to nearly full there. Like, he's playing with fire right now. He risked the miss against the flame when he could have just AI1 Q'd and stepped back and had a guaranteed knockout and not risk losing right there, because his HP was at 4. I would not have taken that risk. That's like you said, players can play so differently, and Shuzo is definitely throwing hands in the department of, I am not playing like you.
See, now that's what I like to see, a non-cursed life wand. Because
what's that health pull? Was that 2 health right here? Yep.
Yeah, and the thing is, that adds, like, it doesn't look like very much. Like, you get a wand, that's nice. It's neutral, that's also nice. It adds up a lot. It can help you survive certain damage thresholds. It's always nice having, obviously, a Scarlet Wand or a Stream Wand or whatever. But having consistent HP recovery, when it normally takes 4 or 5 turns to recover 1 HP, and you get 6 back by the time you're done beating something up, it's great. And
Yeah.
I would argue it goes Scarlet and Stream tied for first, and then Life Wand right after, despite me with the Steel Sword. But I don't think there's a better wand other than the
Paralyze.
Life Wand, apart from those two, because Golf Wand is not part of it.
I would argue Paralyze would be right up there with Life.
I've never had to go off when I needed it, so
That's fair. And I will say it is just below Life, if not like on the same tier, but below it, because I like Paralyzed Wands, and it's not even biased. I've commentated and had commentators' blessing on, hey, look, there's a Paralyze. Oh, look, there's another one.
Yeah. And the thing is, Golf Wand, okay, so we should explain also 2 elevators in the same room. Yay. What we should explain as well is when you have a wand, you get basically a factor added to your damage. If you have a wand of the same type of your mixture magic, you get another factor. It's the same factor when you attack on the higher ground or lower ground, taken away or whatever. You can do a lot of damage with the Scarlet Wand with Queenie at the start. Like, you'll start hitting like 23, 24 damage really, really quickly and 2-shot a bunch of things. That's fine. What should be noted, though, is the Golf Wand, you don't really ever get a wind creature except for Clown in the speedruns. And that's fine. Clowns are decent.
I want to throw hands with Shuzo right now. You see what he just did? He just threw the Stream Wand away instead of the wooden one.
Yeah,
I don't know if that was a misinput or what, but there is a Stream Wand in that room back there.
He still has the wooden wand in his inventory, though. That's what makes me mad.
Yeah.
Of all things to get rid of.
His inventory is immaculate, other than that decision right there.
Yeah.
That's.
But
well,
just to quickly finish, is when it comes to like the wands and stuff like that, you can have a really good advantage through the tower by switching Queenie's element to water. But like back to the wind genus, there's no real purpose on having a Golf Wand because the mixture magic you use with Clown isn't based off your wand. So you can have whatever you want equipped. It's not going to matter. It's a long-range spell. Life Wand's not going to give you any... We see here on Lay Deme's side picking up the Life Wand as well. You're not going to get an attack advantage on that one unless you literally have a designated close-range wind spell. Which, honestly, you're... Oh, that's great. But, yeah. So that's why Golf Wand is not up there with the other elemental wands. It's just not really worth it. Also, if you have a loop and you have a max inventory, just use it. Any knowledge is good knowledge. You can do what you want. You can see where the rooms are with the treasure. You can see where the monsters are, obviously, with the monster one. And the exit ones you want to keep if you are struggling to find the exit or you just want to try and make up some time. That is a mean little dreamin'. That is a mean little dreamin'. That is the worst dreamin' ever.
I am... Oh, no. That right there is an occasion where you want to fight a Dreamin' side by side with Kyun because that Dreamin' will do like 2-to-1 damage to Kyun from the elemental difference. And in the situation in which one of you gets put to sleep, the other of you will deal with it. But in that specific Shuzo predicament, because you're not standing side by side, that is the one time a Dreamin' can screw you over.
Yep.
And that's why it's a decision-making process, but like if you're going for the absolute safest thing, what I always do, I almost always try to fight Dreamin' side by side, and after watching that, I'm gonna do it even more now. That's living in my nightmares rent free. I cannot believe that happened when Shuzo had such a good lead.
Yeah, a good lead. Was at floor 9, had a 3-floor lead, and I think it's like that's actually another meme that Hex 4F point posted in chat of just a Dreamin'. Dreamins are not scary until they are. Normally, they're a little bag of experience. Isn't that great?
They're Freddy Krueger. They're exactly Freddy Krueger. They can only harm you when they put you to sleep.
That's true. And That's the thing, is like everything in this game can be threatening. Even like those collar jacking Palumpas on floor 22. They actually can be threatening. And that's the really funny thing. Is normally they don't attack you, they just kind of sit around you and do whatever. If they take your collar from your familiar, you have to kill them to get it back. Well, that's annoying. They have like 60 health. Okay, whatever. Just wander around with them for a bit. The problem is, with those collar jacking Palumpas, is if you're in the middle of combat and you don't realize when one walks in the room and you're trying to deal with it or you move, and they steal it, and all of a sudden you're left against the Viper and you're sitting there looking at now your pet Palumpa, it's horrible. Although, fun fact, if you get the Palumpa between you and the Viper, the Palumpa will actually take hits from the Viper until it dies. It's actually kind of funny. Because it technically acts as your familiar as well. So it goes back and forth. But just as a general thing is, if, like, nothing against Shuzo, if Shuzo would have used one of the medicinal herbs they found going up the tower and not been at 12 HP, they could have possibly woken up before the Dreamin actually picked up the KO.
Yeah.
But it's a what-if scenario now. It's all based on how you play, how, like, I know Chimera is a big fan of staying on the elevator as much as possible when you can, safely, to get HP back.
Oh, yeah, all the time.
Yeah. And that's just like how it goes. I tend to only fight when need be, but I don't also run away from battles, so I tend to have quite a few levels so I can take a lot of hits. But Dreamers in general, again, they're not scary until they're scary, but at the same time, again, I know Shuzo well enough. When that happened, I can guarantee you Shuzo was laughing as he was dying.
You've mentioned such before.
Yeah,
It's
and
silly.
the thing is, and that's the one thing I do want to stress, is when me, Sandlight, and the other original crew founded the Discord and founded this community and started doing tournaments, I always wanted to stress to the runners, players, viewers, anyone, we're not versing each other, we're racing against the tower. And if you die,
throws hands.
yes, the tower will most likely win. Back in the day, it was very true. Today, it's still true. But you have to be really, really careful when it comes to how you view different runners and stuff like that. Because again, no one plays the same. I can't say, oh, I want to race against Wuga's time, or I want to race against Sand Knight's time. It's always going to be based on how well you play, and we'll judge you based off that. But we will never say, oh, you're playing worse than X for a runner. That's not fair, because this game is so full of variance. And the second that, even though this is a fixed tower, the second Lei Deme and Shuzo go left and right, the RNG is different now for the entire floor. So there's no way in the world they can ever play the same. They just have the same tower. That's all.
Yeah. Your only competition in this game is yourself and the tower. You know, the race is a friendly thing that we do for fun, and I honestly find it so engaging, honestly. You know, just having that sort of like, oh, hey, I have to try to match this person and figure out what their game plan is and see how well I pair up against, you know, decision making, essentially. And it makes it dynamic, and it makes the flow very interesting, and it's like a friendly sparring match where it really is just you versus the tower. And there's like slight things that you can learn and change and develop, but you know, because of the variety, it really comes down to just how you play as a player and want to approach the game. So yeah, it's very healthy to not really look at somebody and be like, wow, you're bad.
Yeah. And the thing is, again, my first ever, like, we have amazing people who can do one tower clears. I'm not going to be taking that away from them. That's amazing. There's that Dreamin'.
Yep. Almost the exact same position. One tile difference. One tile difference.
And there's the elevator as well. Also in a single exit room. So that was a dead end room.
Wow.
Those were the worst to see with the elevator, because you always try to find them and it's always the last one. So that was actually the right way Shuzo went, but unfortunately Shuzo got put to sleep and had less HP, obviously. Also, Lei Deme now. All right.
Oh, Deme? I think Deme, it's 410. Demi's going to opt for getting more items, probably, which makes perfect sense. Oh, the clown was sleeping in a weird spot.
Yeah.
Also, when did you sneak in and change the audio to Demi's?
Oh, I've been doing it off and on.
Yeah, I just noticed it now because Demi just took the lead technically, and I'm like, what? What? What?
Yeah, I tend to do whoever's highest in the tower currently, just because the state display allows us to see who's been highest already. And yes, it is a nice new layout. Let me just quick.
Unfortunate.
Yeah, unfortunately, that is the tower. It sucks.
Yep.
We can't do too much about the tower. Like I said, it's never a decent, or it's not a good thing to compete against other people. Even in other speed games, I don't like seeing like, oh, I'm a rival with this person, or I'm to whatever. I don't like that mentality. I always think I'm improving my time. Deme, okay. That's a big hit. I would outlean because the other one's one floor down, so you take less damage and you should be able to survive.
Yeah.
Wind crystal.
Wind crystal potentially it is 18 minutes in.
It's early enough and a lot of resources.
Is good.
That's a smart decision. There you go.
Yeah.
So again, just to stress, re-entries are allowed in this tournament. Normally they are not. We saw obviously Shuzo left in a body bag the first time. Deme did not. Deme gets to keep her equipment. She has all the stuff identified so she can see how many charges she has. She can go in with a stream wand or a life wand, whatever. Definitely select selling items. It saves you time to quickly sort your inventory. Debating between those two. Yep, keep her to stream.
Okay.
Water strats are really good.
I was going to say, what are you going to wager? I'm wagering the blinder is staying for sure.
Yeah, blind is honestly probably one of the best status traits you can inflict on monsters just because it lasts for like 50 turns. So you can just use it, escape things, or have them walk down the hallways and fight things you're not supposed to fight and stuff like that. It's great. You just don't want blinding yourself because obviously everything turns dark and you have to memorize where everything is. The upheaval trap causing problems for Shuzo there. Can't get back into the room. But honestly, there we go. Now we have a second entry tower climb with Deme. Thank you for changing audio. With the stream wand, fireball, blinder, and still the egg. So that's going to be a bump up the second that they open the inventory because it's identified here, but it's technically not identified by a state display. I think the color might change when it gets back into the tower as well. I have to keep my eye on that one. But we know the plump egg, that was the one that Deme started off with, never used. That's honestly a very good way of fusing and getting the water trait onto Queenie, which is something that you really want to see as well. There's the plump now.
That means that you have to spend the entire 12th floor basically looking for that color if you don't get it right away.
Yeah, but if Deme does find a sea seed, transforming... Oh, here, there's the entrance. If you toss Queenie into one of those pools of water on the bottom left, it teleports Queenie to a random tile on the tower floor.
Amazing.
Just because. Also, shortcuts to the right, but I think Deme will be looking for, in general, just some equipment. It's still early on in the match. We still have 40 minutes to go for this round. There's no reason not to explore 401 unless this was, like, let's say...
Shuzo with the misstep. I was crossing my fingers that they wouldn't. But smart decision here. Brought them to a gap in which the enemies can only pile in one at a time. That was actually very good decision making.
Yeah, and also the Scarlet one doing damage. A lot of damage, obviously, by the blooms because it's still a 3-hit KO.
And that shield coming in handy too here.
It's just a simple ice shield.
Okay, AR1. Oh my god. Shuzo scares me.
Yeah, Shuzo tends to be
their face tanking everything as much as they do scares me.
Yeah. Who's Shuzo's coach again?
I am not sure. Maybe Red?
I'll have to check in a second here. No, those are all the seeds. Also, welcome to the Raiders. This is Azure Dreams, a PlayStation 1 roguelike dungeon crawling game. This is Cluter. Thank you, Chai. This is honestly absolute lightning in a bottle mystery dungeon game, which a lot of people don't know about. And those who do join our community saying, "Oh, I thought I was the only one playing this game." We have a Discord of like 600 people. So if you somehow thought you're the only one playing this game and you want other place to talk about it, We have a Discord link. I will post it again here because everyone joined after I posted it. There you go. And also,
fun fact, this game is an isekai, by the way.
Technically, yes. You start off and you get teleported to another world.
Yeah.
That is technically correct. The wrong kind of correct, but I approve it.
It is no, it's literally an isekai. The Japanese name of the game is called Other Life as Your Dream, and it even follows the exact same archetypal trope of an isekai, where the main character, gets flung into a new world to live a new life. Ooh, the boat, and do the whole, hey, look, let's go date a bunch of girls and have people fawning over us, and we're the hero. You even get to build up the town in Azure Dreams. Like, you don't see that really. You see that in the full clear categories of, ooh, this is a rough spot for Shuzo.
Yeah, Shuzo actually did again the double input for picking up, got the pickup, and then threw the U-boat right up against the wall and then got hit.
Yeah.
Also, they're going to have to take a couple attacks and go down to the left pass here because there's no way you can not take damage. So... Okay, now this sucks for Shuzo. You know that?
This is impossible here. They don't have the inventory for this.
No, they have a Leem fruit. And then... okay, let's see here. If you use the Aline fruit, walk into Queenie, pick up Queenie, and then release them and do the Tumina fruit glitch, you could survive. Otherwise...
He has to put Kyun on AI1, too. He also has to make sure he puts Kyun on AI1 first. If he throws this right away without AI1, he's probably doomed. Because you need that extra damage on the clown. So now you have to fight that clown. You needed a twist picking it up.
Oh, we got the lowdown, though.
Okay.
All right. So you got one hit here. Yep, you're losing Queenie, but you technically survived.
Dodge?
Nope.
Ah.
Never when you want it. Go, should we back after those commercial messages?
No.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Okay, we're on to floor 9 now again.
A little bit of breathing room here.
Yeah, unfortunately, going up there with reduced HP. Okay, again, it's just a dreaming. This is where you use the Mahel seed, actually. Because it takes one turn to activate, and you go straight down to the elevator.
And he could use the opportunity to see what that other Mahel seed is.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, no. He's
going to try to loop around.
Oh, well, there's a U-boat that way. All right. Well, we'll see what happens here.
He's a frog.
Oh, no! What is she? I don't understand this. This match
no.
isn't... Look at this. I don't... Shuzo has such bad luck. My heart aches.
Definitely Mahel seed now.
Please don't put him to sleep. Okay, good.
You're going to have to take 2 hits and that's...
Oh, one!
You're fine!
Go, 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 Shuzo, run!
Definitely should...
Don't miss input!
So, as long as nothing else goes wrong, this elevator should be here.
No, okay. No, please pick the seed up! You needed this. You couldn't pick it up. One fact is, if you pick up an item and you go into the menu for what's in your hand or on your feet and pick it up into your inventory, it does not consume a turn. So he could have actually used that turn to grab that seed for free and then go up the elevator. And if that was a Mahel seed, it could make... No, please, Shuzo. Thank you. Oh, okay. He got like 9 HP before Griffin decided to come in here.
Also, Shuzo took the lead.
Yes! Shuzo is in the lead and is climbing like a madman.
Yeah, this is actually a weird little turnaround. This is actually quite funny.
He needs to put the leather shield on since he's wanting dodge chance over just face tanking. Kyun is down. He needs to make some decision making here, and it's put the leather shield on.
Yeah.
Or maybe since there's still fire coming, no, there's Krakens now. The leather shield is the only option.
Well, you can. The dodge chance is nice, but there's still potential rise as well.
Yeah, I guess until the rise is out of the equation.
Yeah. Also, turn the camera. I know it's ironic for me to say that, but turn the camera, Shuzo.
Yep, absolutely.
You can technically, yeah. It did look like the elevator was there. Now the other Kraken's going to be coming down, so you have to try to pick up and throw things or do whatever because.
Krakens are too heavy, aren't they?
Yes, they are.
Okay, so Shuzo, no, you needed to throw that Dreamin' at the Kraken. The Kraken's the biggest threat.
No, Shuzo.
Diagonal, you need to go Oh.
No, Shuzo needs to take off the water shield versus. Okay, that's a lot of damage. That. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Shuzo. Oh no! But Shuzo technically isn't leading the tower now.
Yep.
Yeah, just re-dreaming, right?
On that.
Yeah. So technically, let's say nothing else happens for 32 minutes. They can't. Both racers can't get past floor 12. Technically, Shuzo would take the point.
Just 3 dreaming. Just 3 dreaming. That leather shield would have came in so handy. I feel like Shuzo is going a bit too fast. I think from my part, not dissing on Shuzo. It's just my personal take is I feel like Shuzo is going a little bit too fast and not considering the options they have at their disposal. Because they had a leather shield in their inventory. They did a few missteps here and there, and it feels like even though their pace is good, we've seen them running through, in the first round, they had 34 floors going in the tower 4 times. They're very fast at clearing floors, but then they have the habit of, I got knocked out. I got knocked out again. I got knocked out again. And it's kind of like, who is it, Wugga? Who throws their face at the game, is what you said?
Yeah, Wugga is the world record holder for that.
They played it 800 times, and they just do the same strat of let me just face tank the tower, and...
No, that's actually not... Wugga dies because bad luck, but eventually gets a good run. That's Poulet. Yeah. Poulet is the one who will try to pick up everything and face tank everything. Poulet's not on this tournament because Poulet has a sub-hour time. But also Poulet never runs the game except in tournament setting. And he also has the highest win ratio versus anyone in the tournament casually. Or the Discord server. It's actually kind of nuts. So again, Deme should be taking off that ice shield there or switching to the leather really quickly just because you don't want to fight wind creatures no matter how weak they are with unnecessarily. Okay, hitting Queenie, that's fine. Yeah. Binding ball, that would have been useful a while ago.
It really would have. I mean, there was... the inventory was not good for Shuzo on the floor, too.
No.
And Demi's going to experience the same thing, except Shuzo got eliminated. Deme wind crystalled out, so she brought back in a Stream Wand, Fire and Blinder, and a Palumpa egg. So that makes all the difference in that her inventory is actually really good.
Yeah, I would probably use the Aleem fruit on...
No.
Nope, okay, that's fine.
I honestly don't... Oh, wow.
No, she used a wind seed on it.
Right, okay. Reason why I was thinking that wasn't quite right was because of the height disadvantage taking a little bit too much damage there. But this is a decent spot. It's still a little bit not good. But I think that water shield is making all of the difference here.
It's still going to be a lot of damage, though.
Yeah, it really is. You're
6 damage.
Aleem? No, actually, I think you could use the recovery ball. I think if you eliminate the bloom and use recovery on Kyun, I don't think that Emanueva has a high chance of eliminating Kyun here. I think you just want to take care of the bloom and then recovery ball. Or, okay, that works too. Nope, changed your mind.
Get rid of Eva completely. Okay. Yeah, there you go. The thing is, I think Deme is taking into account the balloon coming.
Yes.
And she only has so many turns before it approaches and aggros. So, again, you can... Yeah, with the
Oh, that was actually lucky. We don't. That balloon was just not really much of an issue.
Yeah.
Goodness. Shuzo's got unlucky with that Scorch Shield being cursed.
Yeah. Also, the other thing is we actually know that Deme will find the elevator train.
Yep. The Hell Seed? D Seed. Oh! Yep. That's... I think it's a little bit early because, what is it, level 9 or 10? Roughly where the magic for mixed breed starts to fall off?
10, you can still get away with it. And then 12 and 13 are like the cap.
So yeah, after level 7 is a little bit early, but I would not be surprised if we get a C seed, because there's 2 C seeds. No? You'll stick... Oh, alright.
Nope. Okay. I was going to say, that might have hit the wrong monster there. Or hit the wrong character. If that would have hit Ko, the U-boat would have went down.
Fire?
Fireball.
No! Deme, no!
Oh. Yeah, unfortunately, that's... Again, you have the wrong shield on. You gotta be really careful with that.
Yeah, that's the problem whenever you're running this game in a scenario where you're technically speedrunning. You're racing somebody. You have to make decisions so fast, and it can be overwhelming for somebody unfamiliar with the environment.
Okay. Shuzo has a horrible habit. When they hit a confusion trap, they just run.
Yeah.
They also hit the 3 other traps in the room at the same time. Thankfully,
they just pulled off get down, you for a bit.
Yeah, it's infuriating. I've seen Shuzo do that so many times. Just triangle and circle and wait till the confusion's over. You don't run around like a mad person and all of a sudden, oh no, I got hit by a bomb trap and a slam trap and a paralysis trap. And it's like, please, if there's one trap, you might want to think it might be a trap room. You might have to take that into consideration. And we see here on Deme's side, you have the Plumpa,
You could technically shake hands with Manueva, but I think the other one's in the way. Blinder?
Yeah. This is where the re-entry is coming in handy here.
Shuzo's down again?
Shuzo had winded.
Yeah, I mean, with the cursed score shield, I don't blame. Plus 2 other shield. Oh, okay. With the spot that Deme's in, we could actually see a turnaround here where Shuzo can keep a lead. Deme's in a rough spot. She might have to re-enter. Shuzo, with the spot that Deme's in, unless Deme finds a recovery scroll or a particularly strong familiar to replace Kyun with, Shuzo could make a really big difference gap with the inventory there.
Yeah. We also see here that Deme's resources that she brought in is making the big difference between this hallway of monsters that got Shuzo.
Yeah.
Because we knew, actually, if Deme would have went left, there's that bum. I honestly, Ice Rock's not a bad idea right now. That's actually a good idea.
Ice Rock has a weird feature where it kind of just taunts enemies. I like it.
They prioritize it, but they can still attack you. Yeah. So, Deme
kind of like bow trolls where they have 100% priority on Ko. It's like an 80%. It's something where it is very likely to take hits. I've experienced its saving grace multiple times. Yeah, I think what the Deme needs to do here is pick up the U-boat.
Nope.
No?
What she did is she actually made it walk towards her and the ice rock ball.
Yeah.
So it was able to aggro and stay away, and now she can either just blind her, use another one, and just ignore it. I think blinder's going to be the main choice here, just because you take one hit and you can move on. If you were to use it 2 spaces away, you can get out of the way before it hits you, but now they'll walk in a straight line. This is actually, you also see the Manueva get damaged later, because the balloon's going to walk around the room and start punching the Minerva as it blocks the way.
Yeah.
And this is where the ice rock ball is slow. It does do its job, but once it gets
what
off,
we would have seen Troilus in this situation do is like immediately snap the screen into zoom to mitigate how long that, because whenever you zoom in, whenever monsters are off screen, the way the game seems to be coded is like the animation and calculations. It starts disregarding the animations for the monsters hitting it and starts to just do the calculations, which saves a lot of time.
Yep. Again,
So
here,
ice rock.
Yeah, we see another use of the again. Ice rock is slow, but
If she was going to default to it here, she needed to have done that with the clown rather than wasting the ball.
Not really. The clown, she still has the ice shield on. If she would have switched to leather, I would say yes on that one. Getting the free experience is better overall. Just because.
Oh, true. Yeah, I was not thinking of the experience.
Yeah, because with the Queenie, you do get 2 times the experience for killing monsters, and having that little bit of HP will make a big difference. So, well, also the other thing to say as well is we now know that there will be an elevator train here going up to floor 12. So if Deme can get through this part, this is where Shuzo went down right and tried to go around, versus here where Deme will, there we go, walk up left, and then you let them just do their stuff. Ice Rock Ball coming in absolute clutch.
This demon is dead set on putting that ice rock to sleep.
I do love that. I do love when you use it around a zoo and a zoo will start barking at the ice wall. Like, okay, you do that. You change its AI. You paralyze it.
It's like a little chihuahua going ballistic.
Mm-hmm. And then here's the other elevator train. Contemplating getting the experience. Is it worth it? No.
Goodbye.
Yeah. So now, floor 11, one more. We know there's another elevator train here as well. So now, Deme needs to get to floor 13 to be in the lead. Because technically, Shuzo was here first. So that is the difference.
Magical happens here. Shuzo is still in the lead, but we'll have to see what happens.
Yeah, and we know going south led to a bunch of monsters. So hopefully, Scorch Shield. Oh, we got exit loop. Okay, just to the left. Oh, that's heartbreaking.
Lift. Yep. Yeah. Goodbye. But not that.
Definitely walk one step before doing that, so you can turn them around.
I would. Can you pick up the blue collar here with a circle X?
You can. It doesn't go into your inventory. It would go into like this one. So what Deme will be doing here is going to be doing the Tumbler of Fruit against the volcano.
No, she's opting against the blue collar, which I guess, but
I mean, she does have sea seeds, so it's not.
Yeah.
No. Be careful on that. Throw it. Thank you. She does want it.
Yeah, the order of events there was
a bit weird.
Yeah.
I think that was
inconvenience. It was inconveniencing is the way to put it.
Yeah.
But oh goodness gracious.
All she has to do is just get to
Ice Rock Ball?
I wouldn't trust it anymore.
I think he's thinking about not taking this damage.
Okay. We got the 4th usage of it. There we go. Thankfully not sleep.
No Freddy. No Freddy here.
There we go. And Deme is in the lead now. 4-13. So absolutely great job getting through that. Getting the blue collar, I guess she did have second guesses before she got to the elevator. Water? Nope. Not a bad idea to take a wind crystal, but at the same time, you're at 19 minutes left. Ooh, a diamond shield on Shuzo's side, though.
Diamond leather mirror. Shuzo's got every shield in the game you could possibly hope for, and none of the weapons.
Yeah.
Also, two truth. Because I don't think the binding and pillar did Shuzo go in with that binding and pillar ball?
I believe they did actually. They winded out last time, and they brought the spell balls back.
Yeah,
in.
that checks out. Okay, so
yeah,
they have a good inventory though.
Yeah,
I am looking forward. Oh, a little bit of a elevator train there. Second room, and we
top
see
left.
the other elevator, the glasses, and then go for the elevator. Yes. See how many uses are in the ice rock,
Yeah,
or you can opt for something else. Ice
2.
rock.
Okay, so it's 6 in total. And and Deme has commentated more than enough, let alone play the game enough to know where the elevator is. I can guarantee she knows exactly where it is.
Yeah.
Problem is, you got to get there. Sometimes you walk against the flow of the monsters. It sucks. No, it's just the bottom left one. She'll correct herself in a second. Yeah. Hi, it's a Garuda. You have a water shield on. Please switch. Don't do that.
Oh, so gutsy. So gutsy.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, Shuzo. How are
no!
It's over!
Yeah. So what's going to happen here is Shuzo has to move once. Everything else will be attacking him twice, at least. He's going to try to sack... Oh, Shuzo. Oh, Shuzo. I'm sorry. That has cost way more runners a run. Warp Trap, very devastating for those who use Mixture Magic. Those who don't find it funny. We also got the Gotcha Machine on Lady Deme's side. Too far away for the respawn. There you go, yeah.
Yeah, much too far away.
Now you can. Yeah, checking the perspective. It looks different. So, the thing is, what's probably caused a lot more deaths in a tower for a lot of runners is a slow trap. Just because, it sucks. You're gonna... Like, it takes 1 turn to use Mahel Seed of -2 speed before you get corrected again. So it's really devastating. But what you can do...
Lilium Fruit! Please, right. I want to see it.
I think we're going to be gambling today. Oh, we have a big Peter Fruit first.
Okay.
That's a big hit, though. You got to always really be careful of them.
Yeah, you should be like 1 step away from a Barong, and then if you're going to feed it... Alright, interesting. Don't want to Lilium yet.
Trying to probably go for a Roche Fruit for a Garuda. This is where the RNG is not fixed in the game. Got a blue sand, okay. Don't really need that right now.
Half a defense, pretty useless.
Yeah, it only goes up every
also useless.
one defense reduction every 2 that you get. So
I want to see this Lilium Fruit. Please do not tease me, Deme. I swear you have a Lilium Fruit. It's my favorite fruit in the game because of my Barong addiction. I'm crying. I'm already like
Oh, she's beating it up.
No, I'm crying from Shuzo's predicament, and now Deme's breaking my heart. Are you spiting me? You hear me? Goodness. All right. Well. All right.
Oh, no more something on Deme's side there. All right. So there's a bunch of copper. This is now when Manivas are going to start being around the floor. You can kind of get away with doing this if you do it right, but it's kind of difficult to do. But you can technically make, or you can turn him into a frog. That's fine. He'll get better though.
Yeah.
Hippity hoppity, he's a freaking flippity froggity. Yeah. It's not gonna make a difference. You're gonna be like doing 2 damage to it.
Deme is just.
You technically can't put an item down beneath you, and then make it transform into an item.
Thankfully, it's just a baby troll.
Oh. Yeah, that's taking up a turn now. It's
Oh,
taking a turn now. Anyway, punch it. It has 8 HP. Oh, we didn't get the glitch. Oh, shame.
yeah, I got that one time where the Manueva can grow like twice its size when you use Holy Scroll on it like that.
Oh, they Deme accidentally cloned the Maneva.
And
Which
clone
now
the clone of
Maneva.
the clone. Oh. All right. The clone of the clone of the clone!
So many clones. Oh, so the reason Deme's not going through that door is literally because, okay,
Nope,
two copper coins beside each other. Because of that, every runner is afraid it's going to be a Maneva. It's actually funny. A lot of runners, you can't get away from it. You have to do some Maneva juking. You're technically the right distance. Okay, now you're going to have issues. You can't blinder it technically quickly, and then walk around it. That's probably yeah, there you go. You have to. Having knowledge of how many spells you have is far more valuable than people will admit, basically, because
it very much it makes all the difference.
Yeah.
Yeah, one thing that I'm not seeing from either of these current runners, which I would be doing much more of, is turning the angle, which you're also you do not do. So, oh, we see an egg on floor 4. I want to see a U-boat. A U-boat could give Shuzo a little bit of a lifeline, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, it takes like a minute to hatch, depending on its heat. But I think if I was in Shuzo's predicament, I would probably just bet on this egg after going up the elevator.
Let's see the picket coming around.
Bye.
Walk on the copper. Nope. So Lady Demi knows that that's a clone on the closest to her, so she's not too afraid of it. And honestly, if you get to a bottleneck, you can sit there and take some damage from the clone for 1 damage versus 20 from a real one. So there is some if you can make a clone and can get in the way, it's honestly not a bad idea.
It's like a mini familiar.
Yeah, it's not going to do too much damage. You can shove it potentially. Nope, we can't. She tried. Some enemies can be shoved, some can't. I think Maneva and one other one potentially. Beep. Okay, seriously. Change away. Yeah, again, it's 1 damage. Oh well. Just let the other Maneva pass by. Again, it's not bad to have something that's very weak behind you at all times. That is way too many loops. Yep.
But grab it. Oh,
no.
Oh. She had the inventory to put that loop in there in her inventory, but I guess she just got flustered or decided no.
Yeah, potentially. The one south of it was technically there was a fruit on top of a loop, so both too many of us transformed on top of items and stuff like that. That must have been when they spawned in. That is not the right kind of trap. I would have honestly kept that trap uncovered and used it to hopefully pick up something attacking me if I had to retreat through there. Yeah, now it's time to put the leather shield on. There you go. There goes the copper coins. When you stand on an item and they steal, they technically steal from the ground first before your inventory. That picket behind Deme should be actually the one that has the coins on it. They only spawn like 20 spaces away. That is terrifying now. So definitely I would use a blinder ball and move out of the way and try to pick it up and use it as a plumpering. Would be my unless it crits, which it can. And Shuzo sees a go up trap. Very good movement there. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Oh, goodbye, Shuzo. Up to 8. What are we gonna
Shoot.
see
Okay.
here?
Lay Deme.
Oh.
Okay.
The one.
Okay.
Uh-oh. The picket lethal. The picket lethal. Nope. It did not aggro. All right, Demi. You need no. Oh.
No, it's 2 spaces away.
Barely far enough away on both.
That's a Minerva. No, Deme.
All right.
No. Well, we'll let it play out still, because level, technically, if there's an elevator train, it's not impossible to get that many floors, so we won't call it just yet.
Mm-hmm.
But floor 18, elevator in sight, 2 HP and a picket approaching. The only other person who's ever died in a tournament match, I will gladly always point this out, is Sand Knight by Death of 1,000 Paper Cuts. He hit a monster room, and it was a bunch of transformed, or it was hammer trolls, but they were all sword trolls technically, and a bunch of pickets, and he died by 1,000 paper cuts as he retrieved the room. It was the best sight ever. But in the meantime, we'll just listen to some dungeon music as Shuzo's dealing with legitimately some of the worst luck in the tower I've seen in a while.
Yeah, my heart goes out to Shuzo, as can be. Everybody could tell based on my inflection a while back. I'm just.
And here's the thing.
With how much, like I said it before, like two times maybe, the tower throws hands, and Shuzo has gotten slapped around more than anyone.
Will it be just a dreaming? Will it be just a dreaming? Okay.
Being level 4 here? Oh, no, that's it. That's game. Oh, wait. Okay, this clown just needs to do that too. No, both clowns need to do that.
And a pickup. Nope.
Oh, all right. I think we can call it there.
Let it go for the last 6 minutes. We're not in any rush, and we shouldn't call too many games early. Although they're both on floor 1. Yeah, I think we can call it now.
Yeah, I think it's very safe to say that.
Yeah, because now it's 6 minutes and technically 18 or 19 floors that Shuzo needs to get, so... Shuzo not taking Queenie.
And Demi has stated that they'd call that the last seat of her run?
I think... Yeah, I think that's her, kind of her time limit on that one.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah.
Not playing nice.
Yeah, I was listening to, if we switch back to Lay Deme's side, we might hear, like, the plug-in, plug-out sounds.
I did hear that, yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, if they want to have interviews, we can click the done button finally. Okay. We'll do that. That should...
Shuzo might be enraptured in trying to scramble up the tower at the moment and not be checking Discord. So if Shuzo keeps climbing, we'll just realize that they're still on the clock and they're in the zone, which I commend them. Like, I've said it before, Shuzo is very fast at climbing the tower, even if they're consistently getting beat around.
That's just really bad luck.
Right.
That was just really, really, really bad luck on that one. Oh, so hi, Shuzo. Oh, no, Shuzo's in setup right now.
Hello.
Hello, Lay Deme. Congrats on the win. Hello, Shuzo. Sorry for the bad luck.
Oh, shoot. So, GG. Let me guess. The tower had hands?
Yeah, absolutely.
Not just hands. Shuzo, do you still like Dreamins?
Oh,
no.
You found the situation where dreaming kills you, didn't you?
Well, I probably could have medicinal if you're talking the one that hypnosis me.
Yeah, that's actually what Shawnee said.
Yep.
It was if you medicinaled, you would have lived.
You know, that was the second time too. I was like, okay, it's surely not going to cast because that flame earlier on in the first one, I was like, it won't cast, right? I live an attack, and no, No, it casted. And so did that Dreamin'. And I...
Everything always casts when you don't want it to.
I've noticed.
Just assume that the worst thing that can happen is what is going to happen.
I had that happen a couple matches ago with the Chimera. Like, it won't cast, right? Oh, it casted. They always cast.
The one thing I do want to point out is, Lady Deme, you broke Chimera's heart. You had a Leo Amfruit, a Balrog, and you just pummeled it and then decided to take the elevator before it died.
It was a sucker punch.
It was going to take forever to die.
No, that's not the issue.
But on the other hand, while I could have Leoland and kept going, I was also getting a bit nervous about other monsters sneaking up on me, and I think I had used a monster loop that was telling me this information, and so, like, how long did I want to spend playing this game? And the answer is, wanted to. Forever. Thought I could afford to. Probably not a folio lamp.
Yeah, and
maybe I should have used the CC though. That would have been a good pick. That would have been like the amount of Barong usage that like I thought I could afford would probably be a CC or so is worth. A couple.
Yeah, that's fair. And the thing is, actually, during that final climb for you, Deme, once you hit floor 13, you actually only just passed Shuzo. Shuzo skyrocketed up the tower to floor 12 really, really early on. You wind crystalled out and you took your inventory back in with you, which made the difference because there was that horrible floor where all the monsters were on kind of like a sideways T road. If you would have
remember, Bert.
If you would have taken the road left, that's where Shuzo died. Because there were like 3 monsters on the other side approaching at the same time. And Shuzo aggroed all of them and tried to run away. You were using the blinder ball, getting out of the way, dodging them, and then taking hits and moving accordingly.
Oh, on the floor where like there were no branching pathways. Basically, there was just the continuous line of room to room.
Yeah, and it was. If you would have taken
floor so much,
Shuzo literally found like 3 other monsters approaching him at the same time. It was the clown, the U-boat decided to tell you there was 2 Manivas behind you, and then you Olim the Bloom, I think, or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, it was pretty bleak for Shuzo there because like you were fine.
That floor was so nasty. That floor was so mean.
And it was not me who made them this time. So all the traps that you got hit by was not me for once.
Oh, true.
That goes like
sorry.
A lot of warp traps in that first seed for me.
For you, yes, not Shuzo actually. Shuzo actually, I think only hit 1. You hit, I think, 3 in the meantime.
Yep. Funnily enough, all of them were kind of diffused relatively safely.
Yeah, the second one you hit on the same floor, you went from like top right to the top left, and then you just went down to the elevator and just left Queenie to
fend for himself.
Yeah,
he was fine.
Because it would have taken like 3 times the amount of moves going to the top right again. So that was the right choice. You sacrificed finding items on floor, I think it was 5 or 4, just to make sure Queenie didn't die. And also, I wanted to ask you, did you realize you wanted the blue collar, or did you forget about the blue collar when you were dancing with all the monsters and Dreamins with the ice rock in the floor 12?
Some sort of vague, shadowy hope and decided at the last minute that there's a decent chance I could try and get that.
It's funny that you say that because what was happening during you contemplating it, I was saying and asking Shawnee, I was like, can you pick up the blue collar? And he's like, yeah, but it doesn't go straight into your inventory. Like, pick it up, like, in your hand.
Yeah, so
I was actually saying you should do that in this situation, and then you just, like, tangoed around and went for it anyway in a different way.
Deme had a full 20 inventory, though. So if you were to pick it up, you would have to put it in. You have to either put it down and walk on it to retrieve it, or bag it and take it out later, put it on the ground and retrieve it. You actually can't put it in your inventory via your hand.
It's super annoying like that.
Yeah. It acts as basically like a pita fruit for the most part until you walk onto it. Like, actually,
Obnoxious.
it's actually a unique item. There's no other item in the tower that does that.
Really awful.
So yeah, Lady Deme did not actually have that chance to do that. The other question I have for Shuzo is, why do you hate your mom? You never talked to her once for any pita fruit the entire time.
It was more about just getting back into the tower, and then I just ran off without Cunei the one time. Had to go all the way back. I'm like, oh my god.
Come here, pointed it out just before you got to the door. You literally just stopped, turned around, ran all the way back, grabbed
I
Queenie.
was really tempted just to say forget it and go.
Mhm. There's some arguments about not talking to mom. Admittedly, I like doing it because better safe than sorry. But on the other hand, if you've made it to 4 or 5, she's going to want to talk to you about side quests, and we're not here for that.
Nope.
No,
There's an entirely different category for caring about that, and we're not in it.
no, not yet. At least one day we'll have a bookless tournament.
I'll
Like
do
when
it.
it comes down to like the actual, like 2 runs, Shuzo probably had the worst luck I've seen in a while in the
It
Azure
broke
Dreams
my heart.
community in general.
It broke my
I
heart.
think it's the worst luck I've had since I've been doing this. Like, just wow.
And the thing is, it makes the difference of, Shuzo literally took that path down left or whatever. You happened to win Crystal out and took a blinder ball in with you, and that was
Crazy.
the major deciding factor between. Legitimately, you probably would have died there before finding the ice rock ball in the room above, which
Probably.
then saved you for 3 more floors as well.
That
Because
saved me so many different times.
yeah,
Frankly, round of applause to the sort of secondary spell ball. The non-damaging utility spell balls that are still good for something.
Oh,
Good
man.
job, team, putting
They're
in the work.
amazing.
yeah. So yeah, that's all I have to say. And raise questions of Shuzo doesn't like talking to Wreath. We I guess not worth the pita fruit.
You
I
know-
guess.
The first race I did in this thing, I talked to her. She told me about a side quest. And I ran in, not even realizing I didn't get the pita.
Yeah, you have to talk to her twice after the
That's
reentry.
part of the reason why I gave up on that idea.
That's fair. Honestly,
Understandable.
yeah, it is. It all is based off time, and again, like I pointed out, like I would challenge anyone who casually plays this game, just start a brand new file. Just try to get to floor 7. You'll realize how difficult this game truly is.
Mhm.
Like, the game really wants you to leave in a body bag.
It does.
They
and-
set you up for it in every way possible.
Yeah, and the other question it was the death I think Shuzo had is when you hit a blind trap, you frogged one creature, and you had a volcano that was just above you, I believe, was the death.
Yeah. It was something like that. I killed something in the middle of that. I don't.
Was it dreaming?
It was a dream, and it did 1 damage to Queenie or 3 damage to Queenie. The second thing,
Yeah.
15, and that was the volcano.
Yeah, I lost my bearings as soon as I got blind, and I'm like,
It's very
well,
easy.
This is how I die.
If this game were to make it so blind would just be like every other RPG where you just don't attack very well, that'd be annoying but not devastating. Blacking out your entire screen and you being able to hit your own monster is just mean. But that's what makes Azure Dreams Azure Dreams.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Also, I will have to bring up the fact that Shuzo, part of why I was so heartbroken was because I was admiring how quickly you climb. You throw your face at the tower in an unforgiving manner. You the tower throws hands, but you headbutt it, and I like that about what I was seeing because I swear I think the first seed you went 34 floors collectively, but you had 4 entries.
Yep.
And that was just phenomenal. Really good for you being so steadfast and just I'm gonna go.
Yeah, it's something I can't do. I can't do the whole fast tower thing. I'm slow as anything, but
Yeah.
The hard
And-
part's knowing when to hit the brakes, actually.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
No, that's fair.
absolutely.
But
All right.
I think that's it. Unless anyone else has any comments they want to make. It's PG.
xxshuzoxx.
Good games. It was fun.
Yeah. We have tomorrow, I believe, is Chimera's match, right?
Actually, no,
Tomorrow?
we had to.
Or is it-
No, we had to reschedule.
Oh, sorry, it says Sunday.
Yeah.
Okay. That's Sunday, 1 p.m. And
Easy.
then
I'll have another match sometime this week once I get that sorted out.
yes, that's where I'm thinking the other match is supposed to be. Yeah. So yeah, that will be the case. I will again post. I guess people with Speed Gaming Pod's been doing that, but either way, there's our Discord link and the layout artists. So thank you for that. We have our runners, and we have our blabbers. Hey,
Thank you very much for blabbing.
Yes, thank you.
Chimera beat it to me just by a second there.
I had to.
The one thing I would like is if we get like kind of a dry week, is I would like to see the coaches versus the students in races.
I was
Just
actually
to
going
see
to
how much of a play style there's a similar, because I know Chimera plays a lot like me now with being slow and water based. But
It's
Shuzo,
because I
you have
played
Clutter.
since release. I've played it since release. It's my habit.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, like, Shuzo has Clutter as a coach, and Clutter's really, really, really good at New Game Plus, world record holder, or previous world record holder for that.
Ooh.
But like, Clutter's known for running headfirst in a tower like Shuzo is now, so definitely an influence rubbing off on you on that one. So it's kind of interesting on that one. I would love to see the coaches versus the Tamers. Sorry, no, starting Tamers. Yeah, one day I'll learn the name of this tournament, but one day. But thank you, Chimera, for helping me commentate, or I guess I helped you commentate because I was actually.
Yeah, you helped me. Excuse me.
Yeah, sorry. I'm actually used to always signing up first, but I had some free time. But I'm more than happy to always commentate, and you did a wonderful job. And I'm really happy you're volunteering to commentate as well, because you learn a lot watching these matches as well.
Oh yes, absolutely. Plus, it's so much fun. Like,
it's really so much fun. I frankly join these tournaments primarily, well, one, to have an excuse to practice because otherwise I won't.
Yeah.
And number two, because it feels like a price of admission for commentating.
Honestly, again, like, being able to watch other people's play styles is invaluable to learning on how to improve and how to figure out what goes wrong. And it's really, really, really easy to be like, oh, they did that because that's wrong. When you're playing in the heat of the moment, you're not thinking proper. And when you go back and watch it, or you commentate someone else's matches and you can notice mistakes, it will help you get better as a player. That goes with anything as well. But in general, with this game in particular, is once you start breaking apart different play styles and seeing what works for you, what can you incorporate into your play style. I still will one day turn the camera. I don't know when, but I hear the R button exists.
Yeah. I mean, I can actually provide an example from today's match. Shuzo, you died to a Dreamin'. I have a habit of I know that facing a Dreamin' with Kyun beside me is the safest strat, but I don't always do it. I do it like maybe 70% of the time. After seeing what just happened, I'm probably doing it 90% of the time.
Well, that's good. We took something out of it then.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, I will sign us off then. So thank you again, Deme and Shuzo, for putting on a wonderful show. Thank you, Speed Gaming, for helping us, obviously.
Thank you,
for this funny
viewers.
little show.
Good night, everybody.
Thank you.
Good night.
GG.
Peace.